coming up on Focal Point. There's a retail store in Lansing that won't mind if you forget your wallet.
1 year after the tragic shooting on Michigan State's campus, the university continues to work on security upgrades.
Michigan State University is celebrating Frederick Douglass's birthday with thousands of others around the world. Join the party on Focal Point.
A local Lansing restaurant is giving back to the community by paying it forward. That story coming up on Focal Point News.
And college hockey took over Little Caesars Arena in Detroit for a special rivalry matchup. All that and more coming up. Don't go away. Focal Point starts right now. Good morning and welcome back to Focal Point News. I'm Tiana Barnes.
And I'm Karina Prieto. Thank you for tuning in. This week we bring you updates on campus security, new and old businesses, sports, weather, and the importance of giving back.
Today's February 23rd, 2024. We all remember when a gunman walked on the Michigan State campus and shot 8 students. 3 died. It's been a year. What has the university done to make this campus safer?
Focal Point's Deshaun Johnson is live outside the Comm Arts building. Deshaun, what have you learned while researching this story?
Thank you, Tiana and Karina. Since the tragic shooting last year on Michigan State's campus, the university has been implementing new safety features, and now the signs are beginning to show on campus. From new camera control technology to only being able to access academic buildings after 6 p.m. with your student ID, the university continues to push for safety.
I mean, there was pretty much no security. And
It was 6:20 in the evening on February 13th last year. Tim Marshall and his classmates were wrapping up their sports show in the Communication, Arts, and Sciences building. Alerts lit up their phones. There was an active shooter on the Michigan State campus.
we finished up our show, Spartan Sports Port, and we all got like these notifications, and we were all worried. Where are we gonna go?
The broadcast room is like a fishbowl. Floor-to-ceiling glass walls, and the students quickly decided to move into a classroom.
Everyone got in.
They realized they still weren't safe.
There were no locks on the doors, so we had to close the doors. And we put this piano right here, and then we had bungee cords to kind of lock everything up.
Today, Tim thinks back to that night.
It wasn't the best, but it was all we had.
It's been over a year since students like Tim were forced to shelter in place in classrooms just like this. Since then, the university has conducted an action report with multiple security recommendations, one of those being turnable locks like this on the inside of every classroom.
The report is complete, and we are working on implementing those recommendations that were within the report.
Dana White, spokesperson for MSU's Department of Police and Public Safety, says these recommendations include
A 24-hour security operations center on campus. Metal detectors.
Please be aware all patrons will walk through metal detectors upon entrance into the Breslin Center.
and
Hiring additional police officers and just things like that.
the police department, of course, wants students to feel safe.
They're home. This is their home away from home.
Reporting for Focal Point News,
I'm happy with the response they took, locking all these doors, having locks on all these doors, and locking all the buildings.
Deshaun Johnson. The Department of Police and Public Safety says that the new lock installation process is nearing completion and that they are anxious for it to be done so students can safely return to their learning environments. I'm Deshaun Johnson, live on Michigan State's campus. Karina, Tiana, back to you guys on the desk.
Thanks, Deshaun.
You know, it's nice to know that they continue to implement safety precautions to keep us all comfortable, both students and staff on campus.
Right.
Many know that the month of February celebrates Black history and culture. The month also celebrates the birth of Frederick Douglass. Focal Point's Michael Savrinsky has the story.
A birthday party unlike any other.
We have a cake.
But the guest of honor is none other than
Frederick Douglass.
Frederick Douglass.
Frederick Douglass. transcribe-a-thon. We will be looking at correspondences of people who corresponded with Frederick Douglass.
To celebrate Black History Month,
we're having people in the library at computers transcribing the letters that were written to Frederick Douglass that are housed at the Library of Congress.
but not just here in East Lansing.
We're tuning into a live broadcast from organizers from around the country.
But celebrations aren't just about cake. It's about coming together to recognize what's important. Students, staff, and members of the community gathered in the MSU library to transcribe, discuss, and of course, learn.
I'm always looking on how I can engage with African American studies and African American research here on campus.
An event open to all.
I'm so excited to see the variety of people who are here.
No matter who you are or where you come from.
Looking forward to getting back into doing history work and transcribing documents so that there are more Black history documents available to people online.
There's always room to learn. And of course have some cake too.
Happy birthday, Frederick Douglass.
In East Lansing, I'm Michael Savrinsky, Focal Point News.
This is the first year that Michigan State has joined the national event, and they hope to participate in years to come.
Election day is right around the corner, but did you know Michigan residents can cast their ballots early in person for the first time ever? Now through the 27th, Michigan residents can cast their ballots in person. The process is very similar to how Election Day normally runs, just without the large crowds and long lines. However, unlike Election Day voting, many Michigan residents can vote in a few different precincts. If you are a Michigan voter and you have not registered to vote yet, you can still register and vote early. According to Michigan.gov, more than 745,000 Michigan residents have already cast their votes. This is the first election that early in-person voting is available, so they're still working out some kinks, but things seem to be working smoothly. For more information on which precinct you should vote at, go to Michigan.gov.
In plain sight, there's a hidden gem in East Lansing. You may pass it on your way to work or school, but the plot just thickened. Focal Point's Delaney Rogers turns the pages for us in this story.
Hello, this is Ray. Going half crazy. I mean, doing okay. How about you?
You could cover Ray Walsh's life in books. And books. And books.
Deal in rare books and uncommon things.
Over 20,000 books packed into this shop.
Like being here, part of the thing I really enjoy is meeting the customers and finding things that they're looking for and helping them build their collections. Would you like a bookmark for the shop?
Oh, sure. Yeah, maybe.
Sure. Or for you. One of the questions I get asked here, have you read all the books here? I think there's still two I haven't finished.
This bookshop reads like a novel, and it's been open for 36 years, but it finds itself on the last chapter.
At this point, we were going to be closing on the 28th of February. We are not sure what we're going to do with all the rest of the books. A number of them are going to go to Curious.
Thousands of books we moved here, to the Curious Bookshop 6 blocks away. Ray owns that one too.
We have a number of good books, and at half price, it's a pretty good deal on a lot of stuff. That's part of the thing we enjoy is finding books for people and having a good, where they go to a good home.
This hidden gem of a shop means more than just paper and bindings.
Books they don't judge you.
Owen Kerr found the Archives bookshop just in time.
I didn't know, I've only been in town for about 3 years. I did not realize how much of a fixture the archive was in everybody's mind. Very happy to see the archive here. I was very sad to hear that they were not staying open.
And then COVID didn't help us either, unfortunately. So, but we like to stay open, but we have to be realistic as well, and that can justify the costs of running a business. And it's one of the challenges that we face here right now.
Ray Walsh has been selling books for half a century.
I was selling books since 1969, paperbacks to pay my way through college, which I wouldn't suggest trying to do today.
Opening Archives in 1987.
A little disappointing. I'm sad to see it go. It's been part of the community, and we do appreciate the community support. We have a GoFundMe campaign, which will also help, we hope, and has.
Although Archives will be closing at the end of the month, Curious Bookshop plans on staying open.
But yes, we are planning on keeping Curious open for another 35 years. Well, maybe not quite that long. I'm 75. I'm not planning on being 110. So.
In East Lansing, I'm Delaney Rogers, Focal Point News.
Archives Bookshop will be closing their doors this Wednesday. Make sure to stop by while books are still 50% off and check out the GoFundMe, which can be found online under Support Archives Bookshop. We're closing. I will definitely be stopping by to get myself some half-off books. I don't know about you.
That's a good deal. I know I'm going to need a book to read while I'm on my flight for spring break, so I might stop by too. Coming up after the break, Sydney Kenzer is live in the studio with this week's weather forecast. Whether you're traveling or staying close to home, find out what you'll need to be packing for this upcoming spring break.
Speaking of traveling, have you been to the mall recently? I took a trip this past week and found that the Lansing Mall is really committed to helping out the community.
Sounds really good. We'll be right back.
Hello, Tony Black coming to you from our Fox 61 newsroom here in Hartford, Connecticut. Moving from a smaller market to a bigger market was not as intimidating as I was expecting. Of course, I also have a good team here at Fox 61 who also helped with that transition, so it's been good so far. What do I miss most about Michigan State? There's a lot I miss about Michigan State. I miss the people at Michigan State. I miss being on the campus. I miss my professors and my friends. But most of all, I would probably say I miss the memories that I created with professors and colleagues. Overall, that really made my experience there at MSU really memorable when I was there. And ultimately, I do miss it, but here I am now in the real world.
Point news. Spartans, it's been a long week, but we made it. It's the last day before spring break, and we have some good news for you. Whether you're catching a flight or staycationing here in East Lansing, we hear that there's some sunshine in your forecast.
Sydney Kenzer is at the weather wall to give us the rundown. Sydney?
That's right, Tiana. Wherever you are, you can expect some sunshine this coming week. Those spring break hotspots are looking promising. For those of you headed off to the Sunshine State, Miami is currently sitting at 74. Over to the southwest, Phoenix is a beautiful 79, and on the west coast, Los Angeles is 73 degrees with a little cloud cover. Moving into the Midwest, we've got more of a mixed bag. Kansas City is currently an above average 61 degrees, Chicago's at a pretty typical 38, and Pittsburgh is also seeing an above average 50. Right now, most of the lower peninsula is seeing partial cloud cover and cooler temperatures, 36 in Grand Rapids and a warmer 42 in Detroit. Here in mid-Michigan, it's currently 35 in Mount Pleasant and 38 here in East Lansing. Here's the 7-day outlook for those of you staying in East Lansing. 33 tomorrow, you'll want a jacket, but you might not need one Sunday, which is looking cloudy but not rainy for those of you traveling in for the men's basketball game. We'll see a high of 52 on Monday and plenty of sunlight, but get outside while you can because rain is coming in the middle of the week. 62 on Tuesday, that's the warmest it's been in the Lansing area since November. The sun will return Thursday, but so will lower temperatures. That's all for this week's forecast. Wherever you're spending next week, enjoy the sunshine and travel safely. Back to you, Karina and Tiana.
Thanks, Sydney. It's great to hear that we maybe are not just getting teased by the sun, and it could be around to stay. Maybe Puxatawny Phil was right, and early spring is coming after all.
Right, I hope so. Now, when the weather does get cold, the Lansing Mall is used as a warming shelter. This means a lot of folks in need go there to stay warm and hope for a hot meal. Italian Village pizza employees noticed this and wanted to do something to help. Focal Point's Isley Herschel talked with the owner of the restaurant about how he made a difference.
That's been a blessing for many people so far.
Ryan Morcourt owns the Italian Village Pizza in the Lansing Mall.
This is a warming shelter, so I see a lot of people in need.
Every day, Ryan sees people struggling, and he feels the need to help.
It totally lights their day up.
He started giving away leftover pizza, which has turned into a program.
I can say, yes, we have a program here for you where you already have a meal that's already paid for. Would you like that? And they're like, oh, absolutely.
This is how it works. Customers anonymously buy meals, and Ryan puts the pizza on Post-it notes.
I wanted something that could stick.
Then folks come in, see what's available, and order.
I wanted the pay it forward pre-purchase meals to just keep going and going and going.
Only a month in, Italian Village Pizza has served over 300 pay it forward meals, and they're only just beginning.
I'm seeing how much we're able to give back and how much it really does affect the community in a good way.
The program wouldn't be where it is without all of the support from the community.
I can do way more, bless way more people with them just being able to get fresh pizza right out of the oven, just like any other customer, rather than getting leftover food at the end of the night.
The Pay It Forward program is working. People who need a meal get it.
They're so thankful and like grateful that like we're doing this for them.
In Lansing, Isley Herschel, Focal Point News.
If you want to contribute to the Pay It Forward program, you can go online to ivplansing.com or go to the restaurant in person at the Lansing Mall.
Wow, isn't that just great? It really seems like the Lansing Mall is committed to helping the community. I had the privilege of visiting a different store in the mall this week, but it's not just any store. Here's the story now.
This quarter, 72,000 articles of clothing left this store.
Mike Carl's store in the Lansing Mall is busy.
Mike Carl's been a great blessing to the community.
And his customers love him.
Hi, doing good?
It's probably one of the busiest stores in Lansing. It's called the Freetail Store, and it's changing lives.
So when families are coming in, they have a mall experience being in a mall, but everything's free.
You heard that right. Everything in the store, from diapers to baby formula to coats, is free.
So this gives them the opportunity to actually go out and shop with dignity.
You might be wondering why Mike makes giving his life.
Have a good day.
It's because he's been there.
I'll be honest. I was homeless in the early 2000s, and there was a pastor that helped me.
It hit him that he has no limits.
When I got off of the streets and he helped me into transitional living, I wanted to help, and I can't shake it. I can't get rid of it.
So every day, Mike and his volunteers help others, and at the same time, help themselves.
They helped me get into where I'm at now, to the new apartment where I'm at, because I was in a bad environment.
Every aspect is changing lives.
Mike loves people who come in and donate too.
If you don't need to utilize the store, you can contribute by donating your items during normal business hours, where they will be sorted here and given back to the community for free.
Mike Carl has created a safe and comfortable space for people in need, and he's bringing hope every day.
Hope lives right here.
In Lansing, Karina Prieto, Focal Point News. Yes, I can tell you from being in the Freetail store that hope really does live there, along with joy and love. And you can't help but feel it from the moment you walk in. And again, you can donate your clothes and personal care items during normal business hours, and even make a new friend while you're at it.
Thanks for that, Karina. I feel like I have a couple items that I could probably give them. Coming up after the break, Michigan State's men's basketball just fell short of a win on Tuesday night, but their hockey counterparts swept the Wolverines in downtown Detroit. Megan Samp has the details coming up.
And a sorority house mom retires after more than 2 decades. We'll be right back.
Or no, newsroom.
Don't drink and scooter. There's a safer way home.
Welcome back to Focal Point. It's been an exciting week for MSU athletics.
Yes, Focal Point's Megan Samp is live in the newsroom. Megan?
Hello, thanks guys. This week's sports had some exciting Big Ten matchups. Let's jump right into it. Michigan State men's basketball entered Tuesday night on a 3-game winning streak. The Spartans were looking to expand that streak in a matchup against Iowa, with hopes of getting one step closer to a double bye in the Big Ten tournament. The Spartans fought an uphill battle early, going down 12 at halftime despite 16-point performances from Tyson Walker and Malik Hall. The deficit was too much to overcome. Peyton Sanford's 22 points would help Iowa stay hot in the second half, going on a 15-1 run. Ben Krikke and the Iowa interior were also too much in the paint, finishing with 40 points in the paint and 16 layups and dunks. The green and white would fight to stay in it, but the Hawkeyes would come away with the win by a score of 78-71. The Spartans are 9-7 in a tight Big Ten and will face Ohio State at home on Sunday. Michigan State women's basketball headed to West Lafayette Wednesday evening to face the Purdue Boilermakers for the second time this season. Theron Halleck led the Spartans with 16 points. Not far behind was Tori Osmond with 13 points, and Hageman also added an impressive 11 assists to the night, sweeping Purdue 68-59. The Spartans will be back in East Lansing at the Breslin Center Saturday to play the Rutgers. Now, the hockey team is first in the Big Ten and plays Ohio State at home tonight and tomorrow. Last week, they had a much-needed bye after sweeping Michigan the week before. Ethan Hunter was at their Duel in the D victory in Detroit and takes us inside Little Caesars Arena.
Hockeytown is usually covered in red and white. Today, it's more green and blue.
The environment is electric. It's a full crowd. The seats filled up quick.
Max Sofa was right. The arena filled up fast with fans wanting to watch Michigan State and Michigan take the ice to open a new chapter of their historic rivalry. They call it the Duel in the D.
I showed up about 5 minutes late, and it was electric. I could feel the buzz in the arena the second I walked in, the second my ticket was scanned.
And it seems as if the Spartan goals went well beyond this early one. They've beaten the #1 team in the country twice and have a perfect record against their rival Michigan on the road this year. That hasn't happened in 7 years. It's all given fans a reason to yell a lot and to reflect a bit.
We got a special team. It's a special year for the Spartan hockey team. They're going to the Final Four, and I'll cheers to that all day.
And if you couldn't tell already, the Spartans happen to win this Duel in the D, the first time since 2016. In Detroit, I'm Yusuf Anaya, Focal Point Sports.
After taking their bye week, Michigan State will be back on home ice this weekend to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes for their final 2 regular season games in front of a home crowd before heading to Wisconsin to try and capture the Big Ten League title. There's a big weekend of sports ahead of us with hockey and basketball at home. But for this morning, that's all the sports. Back to Karina and Tiana.
Thanks, Megan. Everyone likes shopping at a discount, so it's surprising that if you asked 10 students my age if they've ever been to the MSU surplus store, 7 would probably say no, and 6 of them would probably say, what's that? Focal Point's Sophia Miller takes us there, where she not only ran into good deals, but good deeds too.
This is unbelievable. I know the prices they have for things, it's crazy.
Even on a frigid winter morning before sunup, Julie Bryce makes sure she is one of the first in.
Grab a card. Oh, good morning.
She knows exactly what aisle to start shopping in.
Yeah, she comes in quite a bit, actually.
It seems not too many students at Michigan State know about the surplus store.
Honestly, it's an accumulation of everything that comes off of campus.
Aisles of beakers, clocks, monitors, and clothes. For whatever reason, most MSU students don't have the MSU surplus store on their radar.
Found them, yes, they're there.
But people like Julie Bryce not only know about it, they wait for it.
And I retired, and so I have the time to volunteer, and this just seems something new for me to do, and it works out great.
Julie doesn't come here to shop for herself, though.
Because a lot of these places like Goodwill, when you donate your clothes there, they sell the clothes. But we don't sell them. We give people clothes.
She's here because after she gets done shopping,
this is great.
She takes it all to people who need it most.
Well, I volunteer at as Jesus said, when I was naked, you clothed me. So, I'm just doing, acts of mercy. And
Julie comes here, grabs bags of clothes, pays for them with her own money, and drops them at a downtown Lansing clothing closet.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh, that's the kind of stories I love when I work here.
There we go. Oh. Grab another bag.
So in the middle of shoppers finding bargains for things like calculators and coffee machines, all before 8:30 in the morning,
I scored today.
Julie is done for another day.
That's the problem with jeans, they're very heavy. See, look at 19 pounds. That is the best deal ever.
It's back out to the snow for Julie.
Thank you very much.
About to make strangers very warm.
It was worth slipping and sliding this morning to come out here.
At the MSU Surplus Store, I'm Sophia Miller, Focal Point News.
The MSU Surplus Store is open to the public every Friday from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Make sure to give them a visit. You never know, you could find a new couch or golf cart.
Yes, and not just any golf cart. We're talking the golf cart. That MSU's own Sparty used to get around campus. So cool. Now, to close out today's show, a longtime sorority house mom gets her flowers and cake and cards and more. I've got that story for you.
Balloons, cake, cards.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And singing.
Take me in, coach. I'm ready.
It's a little like a birthday party. But at Zeta Tau Alpha sorority just off MSU's campus, it's bittersweet. Irene Cicito Smith, the sorority's house mom for more than 2 decades.
She's always, been there for me and has always made sure we're in line because I needed that.
Is leaving.
I don't know. I wish I wasn't leaving like this.
Irene planned to retire at the end of the semester, but her boss thought the time was right now.
And I really felt bad when I was let go. I thought to myself, I've given everything I can give, and they want me gone. But then I realized it wasn't the girls that wanted me gone.
A lot has changed about the Zeta house since Irene first walked through his doors in 2001. But one thing that each girl who lived here could be certain was that Irene would be here with open arms and open heart, and in case they get locked out of their room, to open a door.
What I didn't expect to have an army of women come to help out.
Irene's army of women just couldn't let her leave without telling her how they feel.
You have been our home away from home and our second mom. When we need something, we always knew we had you to turn to.
For always being a shoulder to cry on.
I love you.
Or a friend to sing with.
Some of these girls don't ever get a chance to sing anywhere except maybe in church. If you'll be my girl. I do want you to know that I do love you all. And I'm going to miss you.
But now it's their turn to give back some of the support Irene has shown for them all these years.
She'll always be a part of the chapter, no matter what.
I love you all. It makes me know that they do love me. And I love them. Be my girl.
Along with the celebration, the girls at Zeta tell me they're putting together a scrapbook for Irene of all the memories they've shared over the years. So wherever she goes, she'll have a reminder of the lives she has changed.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's edition of Focal Point. I'm Karina Prieto.
And I'm Tiana Barnes. Thank you for joining us and have a relaxing and safe spring break, Spartans. See you next time.